on Cuba? Do you have
Who wants
anything?
Libya? You? Libya? Sure.
How does the political turmoil in Libya affect security situation there?
Well, broadly speaking, I think there is a connection between political stability and security, and we remain concerned about what's going on in Libya. It's one of the reasons why the Secretary is heading to Rome to have a discussion with the international community about events in Libya and our desire to see that there is a UN-led political process that works its way through to try to get, at a government of national accord.
How does the U.S. assess ISIL threat in Libya?
I'm sorry?
How does the U.S. assess the threat from ISIL
We know
in
that
Libya?
we know that ISIL has tried to metastasize itself in areas outside Iraq and Syria. That Libya is one of those places. We've been tracking this for quite some time. That they have tried to establish a foothold. I'm not in a position to give you an estimate of numbers, but we know they're there. And obviously we're very mindful of the threat that they continue to pose in the region.
Well, last month the U.S. carried out the first airstrike against ISIL in Libya. Do you see an expansion of U.S. anti-ISIL operations in Libya?
Without prognosticating future operations, which I'm loath to do, particularly from this podium, I wouldn't get into that. I can tell you that we have and will continue to strike at terrorists wherever and whenever we can.
What is your assessment? Did the security situation in Libya get better or worse after the intervention in 2011?
After the intervention in 2011. I think we've all seen that Libya has struggled since 2011. But what I can tell you is there is concerted effort by the United States and by many in the international community, and we're grateful to Italy for hosting this conference early next week. There's a concerted effort by the international community to do what they can, to do what we must, to try to get at better security and stability there in Libya.
Is it correct that you can't assess whether it got better or worse security-wise in Libya since 2011?
What I can tell you is the situation in Libya remains fluid, and it remains dynamic, and we know that groups like ISIL try to use ungoverned spaces there, as they have in Syria, to try to propagate their own twisted form of ideology and violence. What I can tell you is that the international community is working very, very hard to try to get at better governance in Libya, because we all understand what the stakes are.
Do you think that this competition between the United Arab Emirates and Qatar, supporting different groups, has exacerbated the violence, made the situation worse, disallowed any political solution from happening? What is your comment on that, considering that both are your allies?
Well, look, again, it's a fluid situation. What we want is a government of national accord in place to partner with to best address the country's critical humanitarian, economic, and terrorism and security-related challenges. Again, that's why it's important that we continue to move forward. That's why it's important that we have this meeting in Rome. There are many players here, international players, and what we want to see is that everybody involved move forward with that goal in mind. Okay.
And
I got time for just one more.
Yes,